Hey guys, so I am in the exciting book of Judges and I am on chapter 15 and I am reading the King James Version. So Samson is mad. God has chosen Samson to begin delivering the children of Israel from the dominion of the Philistines, their arch enemy, who is right now in control over the children of Israel, because Israel had sinned against God. Let's continue reading the Word of God. Samson got hooked up with a Philistine woman. He was married to her. But let's continue to read. And after he was married to her, they took her and gave her to his friend. Interesting. So Samson is really mad. He is really mad. Let's read Judges chapter 15, the King James Version. Oh, soap opera in the Word of God. But it came to pass within a while after, in the time of wheat harvest, that Samson visited his wife with a kid. And he said, I will go in to my wife into the chamber. But her father would not suffer him to go in. And her father said, I verily thought that thou had utterly hated her. Therefore I give her to thy companion. Is not her younger sister fairer than her? Take her, I pray thee, instead of her. And Samson said concerning them, Now shall I be more blameless than the Philistines, though I do them a displeasure. And Samson went and caught 300 foxes, and took firebrands, and turned tail to tail, and put a firebrand in the midst between two tails. And when he had set the brands on fire, he let them go into the standing corn of the Philistines, and burnt up both the shocks and also the standing corn with the vineyards and olives. Then the Philistines said, Who had done this? And they answered, Samson, the son-in-law of the Timnite, because he had taken his wife and given her to his companion. And the Philistines came up and burnt her and her father with fire. And Samson said unto them, Though ye have done this, yet will I be avenged of you, and after that I will cease. And he smote them hip and thigh with a great slaughter. And he went down and dwelt in the top of the rock Etam. Then the Philistines went up and pitched in Judah, and spread themselves in Lehi. And the men of Judah said, Why are ye come up against us? And they answered, To bind Samson are we come up, to do to him as he had done to us. Then 3,000 men of Judah went to the top of the rock Etam, and said to Samson, Knowest thou not that the Philistines are rulers over us? What is this that thou hast done unto us? And he said unto them, As they did unto me, so I have done unto them. And they said unto him, We are come down to bind thee, that we may deliver thee into the hand of the Philistines. And Samson said unto them, Swear unto me that ye will not fall upon me yourselves. And they said unto him, saying, No, but we will bind thee fast, and deliver thee into their hand. But surely we will not kill thee. And they bound him with 2 new cords, and brought him up from the rock. And when he came unto Lehi, the Philistines shouted against him, and the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him, and the cords that were upon his arm became as flax that was burnt with fire, and his bands loosed from off his hands, and he found a new jawbone of an ass. And he put forth his hand and took it, and slew 1,000 men therewith. And Samson said, With the jawbone of an ass, heaps upon heaps, with the jaw of an ass have I slain 1,000 men. And it came to pass, when he had made an end of speaking, that he cast away the jawbone out of his hand, and called that place Ramath Lehi. And he was sore athirst, and called on the Lord, and said, Thou hast given this great deliverance into the hand of thy servant, and now shall I die for thirst, and fall into the hand of the uncircumcised? But God claved a hollow place that was in the jaw, and there came water thereout. And when he had drunk, his spirit came again, and he revived. Wherefore he called the name thereof En Hakor, which is in Lehi unto this day. And he judged Israel in the days of the Philistines 20 years. Thus ends the reading of Judges chapter 15. I want to go on to read more about this strong, mighty man of valor, Samson. He was the judge, he was the ruler now of the children of Israel. So let's continue to read. The Spirit of the Lord is mightily upon Samson. So we want to read more about him. Join me again. I am moving right on. Judges chapter 16. Come on the journey. Join me. This is pretty interesting and exciting. Let's see what else happens as he continues to judge the children of Israel.